Hi, I'm Louis.
I'm Gav.
I'm Darwin.
And welcome back to Got Comics. So for the last 2 weeks, what we've been getting up to is just basking in the absolute awesomeness that has been the glow of Black Panther. We watched it a couple of times and it is just a brilliant movie.
So good, man.
It's a good movie. It's a fun movie to watch. If you haven't watched it, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
So get in your
At this
car.
point, definitely.
Yeah, at this point, if you haven't watched it, get in your car, go and watch it. Don't ask any questions. Just take the kids along, lock the car, just go and do it.
Is there a reason they need to lock the car?
They live in Gauteng, of course. I mean, if you go to IMAX at Eastgate, don't lock the car. You're not going to have a car you get. Now, Black Panther is, as of yesterday morning, at 11:15, the third biggest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie ever.
It's insane.
Ever. Just in the States, it has made $411.7 million. That means it's already passed Captain America Civil War, which made 408, Iron Man 3, which made 409, and to be the third biggest Marvel Universe grosser. And it is so close to passing Wonder Woman, who sits on $412.5 million. And that's just domestic. We're not even talking about international. To give you an idea, Black Panther will be the fifth biggest comic book superhero movie of all time in North America, just according to the North American grosses at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's behind The Dark Knight, Avengers Age of Ultron, The Dark Knight Rises, Avengers Age of Ultron, The Dark Knight, and then Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty huge.
And that's
local.
2 weeks down.
That's 2 weeks down. It's technically 11 days. 11 days.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah. Now, if we can just quickly get to the national or the worldwide gross. Worldwide gross. It is 727.9 million.
And counting.
And counting. It's
Crazy.
still running. So it looks like it's going to break the B.
Yeah.
Going to break $1 billion.
No, definitely.
Which is just crazy for a standalone superhero movie. It's stupid.
What's even more impressive is how many people knew about Black Panther before Civil War?
Oh yeah.
I mean, really, you know? Iron Man was established, well, from a movie perspective in Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
And then he got Iron Man 2, and then he still had a cameo appearance in the Incredible Hulk deleted end credits scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you knew who this guy was, and he kind of built a lot of popularity until Avengers. So like everyone knew, we're gonna go watch Avengers. He's gonna be in. They go watch Captain America: Civil War. There's this guy, and he appears, and he's very mysterious, and they don't know much about him. And then all of a sudden, he just becomes super popular. Now this is just the fruits of that, I guess, and it's awesome, man.
So that's definitely going to fan the flames for Infinity War.
Definitely.
I mean, seeing that a lot of Infinity War, if you look at the trailer, is going to play off in Wakanda anyway.
Yeah,
and
big time.
We believe, I hope we have a consensus on that the final Infinity Stone, the Soul Stone, is in Wakanda. Because I think I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, there was an interview recently with the director, Ryan Coogler, and he said that they purposely did not want to showcase an Infinity Stone because they wanted the centerpiece of like a foreign material to be vibranium. Yeah. Vibranium was the thing of the movie.
That's all good and well. What I'm saying is, if you look at the fact that if they eat their herbs, they go to the ancestral plane and they see their...
Spoiler alert.
Dude, if you haven't watched the movie by now, again, you should be ashamed of yourself. But yeah, okay, spoiler alert. When they eat the herbs and he goes and he talks to his dad again, how is that not soul?
No,
stone?
I get it.
I think it was in the vibranium. Is it a comet?
Yeah, it was an
or
an asteroid
or a meteor.
Yeah.
Well, the big ass rock that came from outer space, when it hit them, that was where the Soul Stone was. And that's why I think the final battle, the big battle of the movie is going to be in Wakanda, and that's
to protect the stone.
Yeah, I think so.
You said spoiler alert, right?
Mm-hmm.
you remember last episode, Vicky turned around and said they get power because he eats a herb.
Yeah.
So
It's not really.
Yeah, I suppose that's from the pages. That's
yeah,
from the
that's from
comics.
the pages.
So yeah, that's what we've been up to for the last 2 weeks.
It's been a good 2 weeks, man.
It has been a good 2 weeks, but the main problem that we unfortunately have in our lives at the moment is we have to wait at least 6 weeks for the next
Yeah.
big superhero movie. And it's a great problem to have. I mean, a couple of years ago, you would have to wait years for not just a superhero, well, a decent superhero movie, but for a superhero movie.
Yeah.
This year we get about 7. So we are
That's
definitely,
right.
definitely spoiled little kids. So what we have decided, between this time of inactivity on the big screen, we are going to focus a little bit more on what has been going on the small screen. Now, as everybody knows, there's a bunch of Marvel TV series, there's a bunch of DC TV series. It's not the only TV series. though.
Indies as
No,
well.
it's not the only TV series,
Independence.
yeah,
We
it's
got
independence.
yeah.
There's a bunch of independent stuff.
Walking Dead, Outcast.
Yeah,
Preacher.
Outcast, Preacher.
Yeah.
There's-
And that's just a few.
That's
yeah.
just a couple of them. So there's a bunch of stuff out there to keep you entertained while you are waiting for the next Avengers movie to start. What we are going to be talking about is what we have been watching, what we have been enjoying. I have spoken about the fact that I love the Arrowverse. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. The new stuff from Marvel specifically, there's 2 of them. The first one is Marvel's New Warriors, which will be their first 30-minute comedy-based series. And in this series we will get to see for the first time Squirrel Girl, Mr. Immortal, Night Thrasher, Speedball, Microbe, and Debris. Which
You just know, hearing those names, that
it's going to be
gonna
ridiculous.
funny.
But I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be
Well,
fun.
look, I just hope that it's not on the same level as DC's Powerless. That was such a bad show.
That thing was cancelled so quickly I don't even know what you're talking about.
Basically,
Yeah,
basically.
I don't
just
know.
you
I
know,
just don't know.
you can give that one a skip. But
Okay.
like, on, what are we comparing things here on a scale, guys?
Oh, yeah. We're comparing it to the Inhumans fiasco.
Yeah.
So on a scale of Inhumans to 10, that is what it will be compared to. So
Right.
as long as it's better than Inhumans, we'll be happy.
Raise your hand who went to see Inhumans in IMAX.
This guy.
Raise your hand who went to see it twice in IMAX.
No.
Both episodes, I mean.
Yeah,
Episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, of course. It was one episode. It was one episode. I didn't know it was 2 episodes.
It's just as
I walked
bad.
out there and I thought, yes, that was a bad episode. And then I saw it online. I was like, no, that was actually 2 episodes. So at least you got value for your money.
Look, at least, you know, if you're going to climb on any ship that's going to sink,
Yeah,
you might as well climb on the Titanic. 'Cause,
And-
I mean, how do you watch that in IMAX, though?
Dude, a bad day at the IMAX is still better than a good day in most other places. So that was how I got through that. But yeah, that was pretty awful. So as long as it's better than Inhumans, we should be fine.
We're okay.
And hopefully Marvel has learned from Inhumans. Yeah. Then the next one that's coming out that's going to be pretty cool, which we were speaking about earlier, Dol, is Cloak and Dagger,
Yeah.
which is about 2 teenagers. There's a lot of teenage superhero stuff going on. 2 teenagers from different backgrounds. They acquire superpowers while forming a romantic relationship. Now, Dol, you were telling me earlier on why it was working that way.
Yeah, it was. I didn't want to give anything away, but I said it's like they need each other, and that's why I think they make it like a romantic, yeah, because that's what ends up happening. So it's quite cool. I think I think it's a good direction to go.
It might be something that, you know, we can kind of sit back and the wives might actually want to watch it with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah,
a
good one.
romance. It'll be a romantic story, but there's still going to be some superhero action stuff in it, which I'm pretty sure.
It reminds me back when Deadpool came out. You remember the promotional?
Yeah,
For Valentine's Day,
Yes, that was
It's a
brilliant.
love story.
and it was.
It was.
Really
It was.
Love story for ages. So
And it's going to make another love story soon. So
Yeah, it is.
wait.
The Notebook who? The Notebook what?
So yeah, Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, Marvel's New Warriors. Those are the new stuff coming out from Marvel, which we are super duper excited about.
Okay.
Then something that Mr. Dolan here has watched, I think I've only watched the first episode, is Runaway.
Yes. Now, again, I don't want to talk too much about it because I feel like it's like everything upset with CGC's grading. I'm like, go watch it, it's really, really good. And I'm like, I watched the show on YouTube and they said this was good. And it's not. But I did. I must say, it's really good. I did enjoy it. The way the characters...
We do not know what we are talking about.
Correct. We're using
Wikipedia.
No, of course. So no, it's good. The way the characters come together, and it is dragging because if you look at the comic books, you know, it is quicker.
Okay.
So, and when I say dragging, I meant like if you look at the episodes per issues, the Runaways hit the ground running in the comic books. Yeah.
That fun, man, but
No, of course, man, we did it very
Fantastic.
Nicolas Cage has to do this. And so, yeah, the TV shows, they're not slow, but it doesn't kick off. They try and get a nice little background story.
Yeah.
So go for it. Give the Runaways a go. So don't forget, there's others.
No, definitely.
Which we're hoping to get to.
Now, what I've seen, I think I've seen the first episode where
Don't spoil it.
No, I won't spoil it. But where it's hard to explain if you can't spoil it. Okay, but I've seen the first episode. It is really nicely done. It is a little bit of Dawson's Creek with superpowers, where there's a lot of but it is. There's a lot of teenage tension and the teenage angst.
Yes,
there's a lot of
but
angst.
again,
but there's a reason for it.
Correct, exactly.
Yeah.
If I saw my parents doing that, I probably would have a lot of angst as well.
Yeah.
What
PG.
Yeah, definitely. What is the stuff that we've already watched? And if you haven't watched these series already, then yeah. Series that has been renewed for second season is Punisher. Punisher second season. We don't know when, but we know it has been renewed.
And they're adding cast members every day.
Yes, they are.
Every day you go on social media and it
see.
tells you this guy, this girl's been added to the cast.
Luke Cage has been renewed.
Cool.
It's going to be brilliant.
Cool.
Even if it's just for the music, watch it. It's brilliant. Marvel's Jessica Jones season 3.
Yeah, 2.
No, was it 2 or 3?
2.
Was it 2?
Definitely
Why does it
2.
feel? Oh, it's probably because of the
No,
sequels.
I think you were thinking.
Yeah,
of
No, it's because you watched it twice because it was so good.
It was that
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
But it's also one of those series that it takes you a while to get into it.
I don't know, man. I
It took
loved
me. It took me like 2 or 3 episodes, but it was the same with Punisher season 1, where I think if you binge watched that whole season on one day, you would have. That's not a good place to be. that's you go to a dark place.
I'm sure.
It's rough. But the big one for me, and I'm pretty sure for you, Dolan,
Definitely.
is Daredevil 3.
Yes, that's where I think you were going with
Daredevil
it,
3. Yes.
Can't
Now,
wait.
just to give you a bit of an idea, the villain for Daredevil 3, they are saying it will be Bullseye, which I hope they
I hope
do
so. Yeah.
a lot better than that little Irish dude from the movie.
So, but hang on, and I will still stand by this. You may not agree with me.
I do not.
I know Dolan agrees with me.
You?
Not the first movie, there was only one movie.
It
but
just feels like there was 2 because it was that bad.
the movie, when it was released in theatres as the theatrical cut, was horrible. But then when
There's some deep cuts coming now, so listen up.
there is a director's cut,
Yes.
and it has so much more footage, but not just to make a lengthier movie. It literally adds into the story.
Okay.
It changes the story somewhat.
What I will do
And
is,
it really is better.
I will commit to it right now on record. I will watch your director's cut.
Good.
And in the next episode, I will come and bring my honest flaming bag of turds opinion.
Yeah.
And then
It's
we
fine.
will see.
We'll take
Okay.
it. We'll take it.
Awesome. Now, like I said, Daredevil is coming back.
Yes.
They say they are going to be following the story arc of Born Again.
Good story, man.
Because we know
good story.
we had ended in the second season, where it's going to be beginning in the third season.
Well, technically, it ended in Defenders. Before
That's
this
true.
one
That's
takes
very
over,
true.
yeah.
Sorry. So that's very true. Where they don't know if he's dead. There has been some trailers, not a trailer really coming out, like a sneak peek, where it's actually, and we'll put a picture of this up as well, of like his funeral notice.
Yes.
I really hope you guys have watched this all. by the way.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, we'll put links up.
No, but you also don't want to go to like, I have to get into the Daredevil TV show that keep talking about. Oh,
Okay.
but don't worry, we know where it is
Where it
at
is.
the moment.
I think we should just call this episode Spoiled.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of spoilers coming, but just cover your ears. I'll give you the signal when you can uncover them if you don't want to listen to what's going on now. But that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that thing where they put up the little funeral notice for Matt Murdock on Twitter, and then Daredevil comes back and he says, "I'm fine."
I love how they do use social
That
media
is
marketing just to
Brilliant.
to give that little bit of a teaser,
Yeah.
because it's always fun. As a fan, you're kind of sitting there and you're like, man, I would love just a little dose of Daredevil today, or a little dose of Jessica
Just
Jones.
see what's
or-
going on.
or
Yeah.
Luke
How
Cage,
are
whatever.
they doing? You know, I wake up, you have a cup of coffee, you wonder how are they doing?
And there you go.
Social media. No, that's fine.
I'm fine.
That's fine.
Hashtag the fan.
Hatchback, the thing. Characters that are coming back for Daredevil, they have signed mostly all of them. Apparently, Elektra is still on the fence, but Mr. Fisk,
Oh man,
the Kingpin, he is coming back, and I think he will be coming back in a big way,
big time.
big time,
Big
especially if you know the story arc. Yeah, that's going to be pretty
And
cool.
just to drop a little bit of info in there.
Please do.
Amazing Spider-Man issue 50.
First
First
appearance of
appearance.
the Kingpin. That's
There we
right.
go.
Yeah.
What a cover.
Yeah.
I'll
No,
tell
listen,
you what.
that's an iconic cover. That really is
That
an iconic
is-
cover.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
How many times have we seen an Amazing Spider-Man 50 and we're like, how much do you want for it? And they go,
Oh yes, no, that's correct, yeah. And then the guys that do end up selling it, and the person watching this who knows who I'm talking about, still regrets it to this day.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, it's a cover that I think you
No,
must own.
It's
If you can, of course. If you can, of course.
yeah, definitely.
Then the last little bit of Daredevil, the little nugget, the little crumb that we've also found out this week is that we have been talking, as you heard early on, we've been talking about the Daredevil debacle. So I used 3 Ds.
I saw
There
that.
you go.
Good use of alliteration.
Alliteration.
Well done.
So there's been a lot of talk about why don't they make another Daredevil movie, and I personally don't know why they don't make another Daredevil movie. But the thing that we were talking about early on is, will they use the same actors? Because
No, absolutely. they have to.
that's something that when I watched Justice League, I watched a lot of Flash before I watched Justice League. So you're watching 3 or 4 seasons of Flash. You get to know the character. You get
Yes.
used to that guy as the
Yeah.
Flash.
Yes.
And the guy who played the Flash in the movie,
Ezra Miller.
there you go, that's
Yeah.
why you're here. The guy, Ezra, was a brilliant Flash. He was funny, he brought a little bit of comic relief, and he wasn't a bad Flash.
I'm not friends with that one.
No, but he wasn't. The Flash in the TV series is a much better Flash. I feel.
Look, I don't know what they were trying to do with Justice League. I don't know if they were trying to portray a extremely young Flash who has absolutely no idea what he's doing. Because let's be honest, I mean, the Flash that we know is he
Confident.
exactly, and he rises to whatever occasion or situation he finds himself. This guy was like,
I'm just running around.
pushing
people around.
Yeah,
That's all I'm doing.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it just would have been nice to see, instead of just him making blue lightning flashes around a screen,
Yeah.
if he was actually doing something that was Flash-like.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've often seen that within the TV series. Grant Gustin plays the Flash really well.
Yeah.
I think personally.
Yeah, I agree.
And it would just would have been cool to see Ezra Miller kind of step into that role. But of course, there's a lot of, I mean, we know this, there's a lot of scenes that were left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Maybe they meant to show more, but they didn't. And the whole world is kind of going on about a Justice League
Secret cut or
secret cut,
Oh,
Zack
yeah.
Snyder cut, director's cut, whatever the case is. It just would be nice to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
okay. So that is Daredevil, and now we've moved along to DC.
yeah.
I love how that was Daredevil / Justice League,
and
and
now
now into DC
that's,
Arrowverse.
that's
So
how
the
we,
little bit of marvels we dropped in there, the ones
Yeah,
we
of
spoke
course.
about, so don't worry, they're there.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they call it the Arrowverse.
Well, it all started with
that
Arrow.
is
Yes.
that is
Yeah.
completely true.
Imagine we called it the Iron Man verse. because isn't that where it all started too?
It is, but it's an awful name.
Marvel.
No, it's terrible.
Marvel Ironverse.
Yeah,
Iron
Ironverse.
Iron Man verse.
No.
Magnetic Man.
I think in every single episode that we've done, all three of them, I have mentioned that I am getting into the Arrowverse. I started watching the Arrow, started watching Flash because I wanted to expand my whole comic book experience with some quality DC stuff. And I've really enjoyed it. In anything, it's not perfect. Of course it's not perfect, but it's not inhuman. So it's a lot of fun to watch. I started with the Flash, and then I realized I should actually have started with the Arrow, and then go to the Flash, and then watch Supergirl a little bit. But that's what makes whoever is in charge of the Arrowverse, and I'm trying to see who it is, but they don't say there's a bunch of guys in charge. But the people who are in charge,
It's the CW, isn't it?
it is the CW.
Yeah.
But they make good TV.
Yeah.
They make such good TV, and the way that everything just fits into each other. And like I said, I think I've only watched like 5 series of the whole Arrowverse of all the characters, not in the way that you're supposed to watch it, but getting to season 6 and season 4 when they do the Earth X. Crisis on Earth X. We're not going to give any spoilers around that because I haven't watched it, so I can't.
I'm in the process of watching that.
But I mean, there's like 4 episodes that you got to watch. They beat up Nazis. They just
From across, you know.
it works along with each other.
You got to start on Supergirl.
Yeah.
And then you got to watch Arrow.
Yeah.
And then it's the Flash. And then it's Legends.
Exactly.
I kind of made a mistake. I started with, I think, very accidentally, I started with Legends. And I'm like, what did I miss?
Yeah. Now what's actually, you say that, and I just fall a little bit back to the comic book, and I like that, but it's like New 52.
Oh.
You know, you picked up a comic book and you're reading, and it turns around and says, have you read this episode? And have you read this
The
issue?
tie-ins.
Oh man! So you kind of feel like that.
Yeah.
But they've done it better.
Yeah.
So you can skip a lot to get to that.
Yeah.
So like, and they've done it a lot. This is not the first time that they've brought them all together.
Yeah.
They've done it a few times, and every time they've done it, I think I've mentioned this to you, that on screen of Supergirl and Flash, how well it worked. It just worked so well. On screen charisma, it's just there. It's
that chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry, that's what they call it. Yeah, it just sounds weird saying it.
The only thing
wink,
that, that kind of made my head turn a little bit was the sing-along episodes.
No, but they do
that.
Yeah, there's certain ones, you know, we talk about.
Louis, when you get to the musical episodes, let us know.
I will definitely let you know.
He's gonna get a WhatsApp going, what the guys?
But when you do it, you must talk like they do, you know, like on Arrow, you know, like a voice set, like Oliver Queen.
Okay, I'll whisper about it. Okay. So that's episode 3, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the support that you guys have been giving us online. We know we haven't talked about every single incarnation of a comic book into a TV series out there. There's just too many of them. But the wonderful thing about YouTube is that if you think we missed something that you love, that you will want to have more information about, you can just leave us a comment below and we will have a look at it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Or if you just want us to kind of watch it.
Exactly. And there's a lot of independent stuff we haven't watched or reviewed because it scares Gavin. But anything that you want us to have a look at, please leave a comment below. But from us here at God Comics, I'm Louis.
I'm Gav.
I'm Dolan.
And thank you so much for watching. And remember, kids, support your local comic book store.
Always.